Ain't nothing but a fang. Did I annoy my friends with this? Now I annoyed my friends with it. And bam! We're ready for the stream! Crumb! Let's workshop your freaking presentation, shall we? If you want to do it here. Do you want to do it here? You're too late to redeem first. Better luck next time. Nordic, it's great to see you. How's your Sunday? Any help? Alright. Okay, let's fucking go. Guys, Crumbfinger needs to make a self-presentation, a professional self-introduction presentation for her job. Now, we all know these are bullshit, but we also know that everybody has to do these when you work in some sort of IT thing, right? So, me and my curly mustache, we're gonna help out with what do you need, Crumb? It is 10 minutes, 5 minutes of career leading up to it with focus on relevant aspects for my future career in service management. The other 5 minutes is why do you want to work as IT service manager? What's the appeal for you about this? Which character goals do you pursue long term? So the presentation before the moon was going to be a powerful. Okay. We're gonna be corporate now. We're gonna be corporate now. As I'm sitting here in my black shirt and my aviators. All right, let's see. We're gonna set up a Google slide. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a presentation. We're gonna make a template. Self-presentation. A corporate templates. Right? All right. And then we're gonna have to set some sort of design. You're gonna be working in computers, so you don't need like too much fancy stuff, but dark with a decent amount of like something on it. There we go. Self-presentation. This is how you do it, Crumb. This is how you do it. I need everybody to pay attention to how you make a corporate self-presentation slide. All right. Now, what was it? Leading up to its 5 minutes career leading up to. Okay. You know, you're gonna start out with who am I? You know? You're gonna have some fun. You know, who am I? Gonna do some Jean Valjean up in this bitch. You know, you gotta start with this. Like tricks. Now, what you want to remember is that bulleted lists. Bulleted lists are perfect. Never more than 5. Never more than 5. Area. Something X if you feel like it. You know, hobbies, motivations, just in life. Motivations in life, just real quick. Just skim right through this. This is just like if you wanted to present yourself in 10 seconds, right? So like if I would do this, I would say, my name is Sept, I'm from Oslo, Norway, and you know, I love reading. You know, my hobbies include working out, streaming, and reading. My motivations, you know, for my job, for my life, is, you know, I don't have that completely clear at the moment, but, or actually, for work, my motivations is to make the end user's day as frictionless as possible, you know? And that's my motivation as a, you know, UX professional. Motivations, you know, that sort of thing. Basically just super quick, this is who I am. Now, don't be afraid to have a lot of slides. What you want to take care of is to not have a bunch of slides or have too much information on each slide that takes away attention from what you're saying. You know, many slides, not necessarily a lot of information on each slide. Are we all following along so far? We want to make the world a better place. Right, that sort of thing, right? And then you said career leading up to, right? So for career leading up to, take like the last 5 years. I care for the plants and animals. Basically, Dark Archon. But if that is you, then that is you. Also, everybody, how's your Sunday? How's your weekend been? What you been doing? We're being corporate for a little bit here, and I won't even apologize for it. So, like, oldest job. Tasks, responsibilities, skills, experience, take away. Valuable to current position. Right? What this means, Arasaka. Oh, we're being Arasakas. Fuck right now, Dark Archon. Being corporate while blasting samurai? I know! I know! Because, Attila, the biggest thing corporate can do, Attila, is to just co-opt the subculture that is anti-corporation. It happened to punk. I work for a bank. I work in an office. I work in computer science. I wear Doc Martens as part of my business casual outfit. That's the biggest proof that punk is dead. Alright? It's very simple. You co-opt the critics. You make them money, making them hypocrites. And that's how you win. Is that a depressing thought? Very much. We have the Johnny Silverhand vibe. Oh, yes. We'll order a few arrows from a bow and they come in for them already broken. Oh, Nordic, what's your target? What's your target made out of? Alright. So here. What this means is tasks. Things you did in a day to day. Responsibilities. What did you make sure would not catch fire? You know, this is where you make your job sound better than it is, right? Skills. What you practiced every day. And knowledge and experience takeaway is knowledge valuable to current position. Right? They arrived broken. Oh wow, that sucks. Nordic, can you get a refund? Alright? Oldest job. Second oldest job. And remember, oldest job within 5 to 7 years. And then second oldest job, same thing. Oops. The same thing. Right? But knowledge valuable. Here's the thing. Experience takeaway. But it is also added up experience take away, which is as above, but in combination with your previous experience. Right? So you're starting now to craft a story. You're starting now to craft a story where you basically tell about how you ended up where you where you came from and where you're going to end up as a professional employee. And Galactic Emperor Batman, welcome to the stream. Are you okay? If you have a helmet, it's fine. All right. Are you following along so far? You know? You following along so far? Rinse and repeat for each job you've had. Right? So basically you just follow this. no more than 5 years. If you had like few jobs within the last 5 years, go maybe 7. Other than that, just extrapolate per job if you don't have a lot of work, right? Rinse and repeat for every job you've had. And then, you know, then we're going to have like we need an intermediate layout. Section header. There we go. Then you need a section header. This is very important. This looks good. Section headers look very good. Section header. Then it's like motivation, motivational, motivations. You know, you need to make it sound. Bye, babe. Have a good time. You need to make it sound like you make things. You make the impossible possible. You know, to quote Barney Stinson. And then we are going to. There we go. And then you said another 5 minutes is for why do you want to work as an IT service manager? Okay, exactly. So, why job title position? You know? Here is when, once again, make it like this, and then you're like, why job title position? Work experience story wrapped up in why you wish to work in the field, right? So this is why this field right here is why you started out with this one, why you crafted a narrative between your jobs leading up to the motivational motivations. And here you have all the experience you have accumulated up until this point and who you are as a person, all coming together in the main reason why you want to work in the field that you are applying for, or you know, want to be promoted to, or whatever, right? And this is just, you know, deeply personal motivation. You know, like, you don't have to make it like super deep, but it's basically like, you know, semi cheesy reason. That's like, want to take care of X, Y, Z by being the best Z, Y, X for those around me, right? All right. Hey, Illupichu, we're currently doing some corporate self-presentation, self-congratulatory, self thingy, and just bear with us. We're almost done. We're almost done. We're almost done. How are you, Illupichu? It's very good to see you, Lampfrost. Welcome to the stream. Right. Are we following along so far? Are there any questions from the class? Are there any questions as to how you would craft your narrative up until this point? Are we doing okay? Are we following along so far? When will we get a raise, Lampfrost? That depends on how well you present your case for a raise at your job. Having a lazy Sunday? Wonderful, Pichu. I'm very happy to hear so. So this is basically your broad reasoning for why you want the job title position, right? And then Like, just be completely upfront here. Personal appeal. What are your reasons? What are your personal reasons? You know? Egotistical reason number 1. Driven, ambitious reason number 2. You know? Not power tripping fantasy. But this is basically where you pretend like you make yourself seem hungrier than you might actually be, right? Seem hungry / motivated / driven, right? In this bad boy right here. And then finally, career goals. And this is actually very simple. You need to pretend like you want more than a decent salary and humane working hours. You need to pretend like you really want to pursue more responsibility. What job you want to get here? This works for everything, Ilu. This works for pretty much everything. So here you need to pretend, maybe you actually do want all of this, but most of us pretend. Most of us pretend that we want a lot of responsibility and a lot of blah blah blah, right? And make it seem like work is more important than free time. Or yeah, like work is equally as important. Equally as important as free time. But passively. You don't come out and say it. Just make it passively seem like you want it to be like this, right? And then, you end it with, like a thank you sort of thing. Maybe a different maybe a different layout, like this one. And then you include like an image of something, right? So like where are we at? In documents or in pictures? Where did I keep it? Where's my stream stuff? Stream videos? Yeah. That's wrong. Where did I keep my fucking stream resources? There we are. And then you just put in some sort of photo of some kind, right? That makes you look all cool. So like you put that in. Why job title position? Whatever. Why job title position? Yeah. Why job title position? Working in that place like 7 years now. Thinking about it, I really improvised it at the start. Precisely. All right. Crumb, do you want me to download this and send you this so that you can look through it? Because this is basically what you do. Let's roll it up. Let's roll it up. Self-presentation, and then so basically here you call it something, right? And then you have your full name here. And then I should know. There we go. Oh my god, that's terrible when it's blown up. Oh, that's very low res. There we go, that's better. Don't be afraid to put some flair on it, Crumb. Why are you Fwitbo? You exist because you add something intangible to the world. You know, don't be afraid to add shit like this. But yeah, let's roll it up. Who are you? Very simple. Age, area, something that you feel like is unique to you. Your hobbies and your motivations, just in life in general, right? Your oldest job within a 5 to 7 year parameter. Tasks, blah, blah. Start creating a narrative of how you're learning and how you're increasing your skills all the way to your final job, you know? Because you need to add up experience as you go along, right? Then rinse and repeat for each and every job you have. And then, when you start saying why you want the job title position, that's when you take all the work story that you wrapped up and use that as a foundation for why you're motivated for this and why you would be an excellent fit for it. You know? And then you also need a deeply personal thing that they can relate to as human beings. You know, you want to take care of the XYZ because you want to be the best ZYX. And then, oh, come on now. And then, you know, the personal appeal for you personally as a human being, you know. Why do you egotistically want this job? Why want your inner Slytherin? Why does your inner Slytherin want this job? And, you know, how hungry, motivated, and driven are you? And then what are your career goals? You know, like, and at this point you just pretend like, you know, the capitalist machine is the entire thing that drives your passion in the world, right? And then you say thank you, and you add some little stuffy stuff that they might find funny, you know? Okay, guys, that was a very quick and easy recipe to make corporate presentation. And now we can play Cyberpunk and be, you know, regular corporate. Oh my god, that was fun. It's been a while since I put together a PowerPoint template. Oh, did I seriously just say that was fun? I did. Did I mean it? Maybe?